Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 11th episode of SMY Podcasts. We are your hosts, Yash and Mano. Now, for today's episode, we will be talking about how self-restraint is important to prevent the spreading of COVID-19. Now, Mano, recently, the SOPs or standard operating procedures have been relaxed for fully vaccinated individuals. Now, I'd like to know what is your opinion on that in terms of people going to certain places like rivers and waterfalls.
I think it's a reasonable move. Yes, it's a very reasonable move by the government because we don't want people, fully vaccinated people, to be just sitting down at home, uh, living in a bored condition, especially for fully vaccinated people. But it gives us some flexibility on the places that we want to go, because not everyone wants to stay at home. You see, and yes, and as data shows that SOPs has been cut down from 181 to only 10 SOPs, which is,
Oh,
I think, okay. Actually,
yeah, right. Well, even though that may be a reasonable decision made by our maid, it poses some risk because some people, the really cunning ones, may be able to sneak past legal authority and they may be able to enjoy the
yes,
pleasures of being a fully vaccinated individual without taking the vaccine.
yes, definitely.
Now, this poses a threat because the unvaccinated people may get infected by people with COVID-19 who are fully vaccinated. Because if you all know, fully vaccinated individuals may still get COVID-19. The only thing the vaccine does is it gives a certain level of immunity to the individual who's contracted it, but it can still spread to others.
Yes,
And while, yes, the people who are vaccinated might not be in danger, the people who aren't vaccinated are in are in for some big troubles ahead. Now, recently we've seen the news where people have been seen crowding and flooding towards rivers and waterfalls,
oh
and there
yes,
have been several videos on the internet which showcase hundreds and dare I say thousands of people across Malaysia going to rivers and waterfalls. And I have a gut feeling that a lot of them are not vaccinated, which poses a
yes,
risk to everybody, actually.
yes,
To
definitely.
the
And
people who are fully vaccinated because they can still get the virus, but they have more lowered down effects. And to the people who aren't vaccinated because they'll get the full on effects of the COVID-19 virus.
yes,
And this also puts the lives of immunocompromised people in danger. What I mean by immunocompromised is people who have certain genetic or other kinds of illnesses which prevents them from being able to get the COVID-19 vaccine. And if they contract COVID-19, they might not be able to survive it because of their already existing illnesses. Now, Manu, what is your opinion on this situation that's going on?
I mean the the people who are not getting vaccinated.
Yes, the people who aren't vaccinated and the people who are immunocompromised.
Well, what my opinion on that is, I feel that the people who are not vaccinated yet, they have to wait for their turns, and after that, they can enjoy the facilities or the accommodations that is reserved for fully vaccinated people. They should just, it's a matter of patience, actually. And for immunocompromised people, well, I really don't have an answer for that, because maybe they should also wait little bit longer, because it's all about patience. Because our vaccine availability really depends on how many people we are vaccinating each day. And in Malaysia, our vaccination rate is fast, you see. And I just feel that, I mean, we have ordered as many vaccines as possible, but we'll wait and see, because we don't know what's going to happen next. You see, we can't predict what's going to happen tomorrow. See, we will just have to wait first and see what's coming next.
Yeah, right. So as Mano said, patience is key. So we need to wait for our turn to be vaccinated. We cannot go through the legal way, and we might land ourselves in a lot of trouble. Am I right?
Not only us, but to other people, especially to smaller children, actually, because
True,
pity
of
them.
course. Yes,
They have a life to live.
yes. And as for immunocompromised people, what's going on is that they are unable to get the COVID-19 vaccine. So if they do get COVID-19, there's a high chance that they might not be able to survive it because of their already existing illnesses.
Mm.
So what's happening is that we need to achieve herd immunity through vaccination. What
Yes.
herd immunity means is that other people who are not immunocompromised get vaccinated so that the people who are immunocompromised have a lesser risk of actually contracting the virus.
Yes.
Yeah,
True.
so it's basically like a bunch of sheep protecting the babies from prey, from predators.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
what we must do is we must be patient to get our vaccinations. Now,
Yes.
nowadays, COVID cases are increasing by the day, and they are spreading like wildfire due to SOP violation and lack of vaccination. Now, Manu, could you please explain like what are some of the motives behind why people are violating SOPs? Like, is it selfishness or is it their lack of understanding or what is it?
Well, definitely, it's one of the reasons is selfishness, because some people don't really care about other people, and they just want to have fun. And even though it's harming others, that's one thing, selfishness. And we do understand that people are stuck at home. You see, we do understand.
Yes, we do understand. Even we are stuck at home right
Yes,
now.
definitely.
Which is why the re and to be honest, the reason why this podcast started is
Yes.
because we are stuck at home.
Yeah, this
If you
started
weren't
out.
stuck at home, you wouldn't be watching this right now. But
Yes.
yes, it is true. Some people are selfish and some people just don't care. They want to have fun, even though they're not vaccinated, which is insanely bad because it affects other people as well. Because we humans, we have contact with thousands of people. We contact thousands of people daily, whether it be physically or in terms of communication or virtual communication, or so on and so forth. So we all have contact with thousands of humans, and physical contact is something which is very dangerous in times of
Crisis like
in a
this.
time of an yes a crisis like an endemic, not a pandemic, an endemic,
Yeah.
which is insanely dangerous. Now
Yes.
we definitely understand people are stuck at home, they want to go out and explore, but it's insanely dangerous because you're not only risking your own life, you're risking the lives of others,
Yes.
especially the immunocompromised people who cannot take the vaccine, and it's spreading among them like wildfire.
Correct.
Now I know,
Exactly.
could you please give some ways to stop the spreading of COVID-19 or at least reduce it temporarily until most of the people in the country are vaccinated?
Well, the most common and the most talked about answer is actually to follow the existing SOPs, actually standard operating procedures. That's what makes us a really responsible person in terms of keeping ourselves safe and other people safe. You see, and you can decrease the number of SOPs. You see, you can decrease, but it's a matter of people whether they follow it or not. You see.
Yes, of course. The legal authorities may be able to reduce the amount of SOPs as much as they want. But as long as we don't practice the already existing SOPs, we cannot win against COVID.
Yes.
We, alongside following the 10 existing SOPs, we need to add some other new SOPs as unconscious standard living practices in this time of the virus. And
Correct.
another important factor is self restraint. we need to stop ourselves. Like whenever we want to go out, we should tell ourselves, maybe we shouldn't go out. Maybe we are risking the lives of other people who are not fully vaccinated, who are immunocompromised. We should think about what our actions, what are some of the repercussions of our actions, what are some of the consequences of the actions that we are about to do before we go out without being fully vaccinated.
As
Yes.
as short, think twice. Yeah,
Yeah.
thinking
So
twice.
in the end, I just like to say that for conclusion, if we do that, if we add new SOPs as an unconscious standard living practice, and if we unite as a community to work together, we help ourselves, each other, the community, and the nation, we can eventually prevent the spreading of COVID and get rid of this virus for good. That's all for today's episode, guys. We are your hosts, Yash and Mano from SMY Podcasts. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And that's all for today. Goodbye. And till
Peace
next
out.
time.
Peace out.